Welcome to Boogie Down Reactions. Today we're giving our review of the Xbox July Showcase, the Xbox Games Showcase, right?
Yeah.
Xbox Game Showcase. So I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Elijah.
And yesterday was the 23rd of July 2020, and yesterday was Xbox's Game Showcase. We actually recorded a reaction video to it. It was us and my friend Lance and his son, Lance.
Yeah.
Lance and Lance.
Yeah.
And the audio was messed up.
Yeah, so we can post it, we can edit it.
Yeah, it was just unfixable, and unfortunately something happened where the microphone got disconnected. We didn't notice. We have a list of the things that happened there. We're just going to go over it. I wrote down some notes, but he didn't write anything down, so he's kind of freestyling it. So
yeah,
the first thing we saw was Halo Infinite.
Yeah, Halo Infinite gameplay review.
Yeah, Infinite gameplay. It started with a trailer, with a cinematic trailer, then it showed some an in-game cutscene, and then it went into the game. So what were your thoughts about Halo Infinite?
I liked what they did with the art direction. I like that they made it back to like its Bungie era Halo game roots. One thing that had me was the overall like lighting and the pop-up issues.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of issues like in the background, and it looked very bland for its first
showing.
Yeah,
right?
for its first showing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they weren't ready to show it, they shouldn't have showed it. Even though people have been asking for gameplay, but if the gameplay is gonna look like that, then I feel like they should have waited a little longer.
Yeah, when I first saw it, it was the stream, and I liked the way it looked. It presented the first time, it looked nice. It streamed at 1080p. It looked crappier.
Yeah.
It looked worse than that. Then we rewatched it, and it still looked okay to me. But I do agree now. I am slightly disappointed with the showing of it. There was pop-up, which was annoying and obvious. The game looked old school. It looked old school, like the older Halo. It reminds me of that second stage in Combat Evolved, where you land on a dropship and you kind of got this open area and you get to go to different places. And the art design to Halo is the art design, and that's the way it's been. But the demo showed lack of textures also.
Yeah.
Things are too flat. Well, I don't know if they're gonna fix textures. I know that they already said they're gonna add ray tracing and all that later, but it was disappointing to me. I don't think it looked horrible.
Yeah.
The gameplay looked fun, looked tight. Some of the mechanisms they showed looked interesting to me, but it wasn't a mic drop moment for sure. I did expect it to look better, but that may be also my expectation. Like maybe my expectation needed to be in check or whatever.
Yeah.
It was fine. Still looks fun. I'm unsure about the open world stuff, but the gunplay looks tight, and I'm gonna give it a try. So that's Halo. You have anything else to say about Halo?
I don't think I have anything else to say.
All right. Second was, then they showed a surprise, which was a surprise, a State of Decay 3, a cinematic.
Oh yeah.
They showed a cinematic of State of Decay 3, showed a woman walking in the woods, and there was like some sort of wolf or something looking at her.
Snow and stuff like that.
Yeah, snow, which is different. Yeah, it's different, right? It has like the
Decay always had that like
summer look.
Yeah, like summer, like grass and stuff.
This was a cinematic trailer. We don't know how this game is gonna look. We don't know how it's gonna play.
We don't know when it's coming out.
We don't know nothing about it, but that they're working on it. Right? We already knew that, but the cinematic trailer looked nice, but we don't know much about it. I wasn't expecting it though to be there.
Yeah, me neither.
It looks good, only CG. And I just hope that when this game is released, I hope they don't make you run back to your base all the time. Because that's the thing that bothered me about State of Decay, is managing your base.
When I played State of Decay 1 and 2, I tried to like it a lot, but it's like the thing that always got me annoyed was the going back to your base because something happened, and then a lot of community management that was confusing.
Yeah, somebody pissed in your soup or something. You got to go back and find new cans or whatever. So the game State of Decay has never been for me, but this cinematic trailer was nice, and it was cinematic. So they showed Forza Motorsport. It's just called Forza Motorsport now. They knocked the numbers off. They showed almost nothing of it. They did show some nice lighting and stuff. Yeah. The game's gonna look good because the Forza games always look good.
All racing games look good.
And it's a driving game to me. I could pass it, not for me. I don't even want to waste more time on it.
I'm not really a driver game person, but it looked good. I feel like maybe they're dropping the Forza numbers because they want to support it longer. I feel like they're try
like Halo Infinite.
Yeah, like Halo Infinite.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's more financially viable that way. Yeah. That's why all these games as a service are what all these companies are doing, because it makes money longer. Take it or leave it. That's the way a lot of this is heading. A lot of games are heading. Not everything's like that. We'll see what happens with Forza, but not for me. I want to move on. Next was Everwild.
Oh yeah.
Everwild. Now, Everwild, that trailer, it was a trailer again. They showed the trailer before at EXO event, and then they showed that trailer now, the second one. It looked beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. and I'm a big Sea of Thieves fan.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves is the best game of this generation to me, alright, not to everyone. Sea of Thieves and Rare, I have the utmost confidence in Rare because of that. It looks great, but once again, it's a cinematic trailer. We know nothing about it. We don't know what it is or what it does.
When Rare first released Sea of Thieves, I wasn't really into it because they didn't give like a tutorial, not a lot of content, but years later I went back to it and then I actually started liking it, so now I'm interested in what Everwild has to bring.
I don't even think Rare knows what they're doing with it. But it was beautiful, and it really has like a really calming feel to it.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't show any enemies or anything. They actually showed you going around and like healing animals, which is interesting. I just hope the gameplay is good. The game may not be for me, but for now it looks interesting, and I think to me it was one of the most beautiful games they showed. Alright, so the next one was Tell Me Why. It's one of those games where you walk around, story, movie games, not my thing. Looks okay, not interested in it. I know people are, but that's just not my jam.
Yeah, I'm not really into it. I don't know, I really don't have anything else to say about it.
Alright, so let's move on. Next was the Ori Will of the Wisp update for the Series X. I mean, the game's already out.
Yeah,
I've already been playing it.
It's already beautiful, the way it looks.
Yeah, it's already beautiful. I haven't finished it. I like it. Maybe I'll just wait till I get the Series X to finish it so I can play it on 120 because I just got a new TV that supports it. So I might as well, if I haven't finished it yet, start all over. But it should have never been in the show, I think. They should have showed just new things.
Something I didn't understand was that when they showed the 120 and 60 comparison, it was like really laggy. Like they slowed it down.
Yeah.
Instead of showing it like... You know,
yeah, it didn't show at 120 or 60. It was laggy on both sides. It was just weird, or weird presentation.
Or maybe it was meant to be like that. Like they slowed it down so
that you could see all the frames per second, but you still can't see it anyway because our eyes aren't. We're not magicians, right? Another one that should have never been there, even though I love this game, is the Outer Worlds DLC that they showed. It looks fantastic. I love the Outer Worlds. It looks like a comedic, awesome sci-fi expansion. Looks fun. I'm gonna play it, but that's all I gotta say about it. I think it should have never been in the show.
I've never played the Outer Worlds. I played like the first 10-20 minutes of it. It was fun. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
So next, to show some stuff from Obsidian, right? They showed some Grounded, which I've already played the alpha footage or the beta on Xbox, the preview. It was fun. Not my style of game, but that trailer for Grounded was amazing. It was funny. It was a great trailer, and I think that's the way you show your game. Like, even though it's a small game, it looks nice. That trailer to me was fantastic. One of the highlights of the show.
For example, like the whole Cyberpunk 2077 big anticipated game. I saw on the Xbox Insider they showed the Grounded demo. I never played it. I was going to, but I forgot about it. And it looks fun. It looks like something they want like a younger audience to play.
Yeah, and it has a story, which a lot of these games don't have stories. I mean, they started adding stories in a lot of these survival games, but this one's coming with one. And it looks like, you know, anybody can pick it up and have fun with it. I tried it, it was pretty fun. It comes out the 28th, at least in preview. Yeah, the humor was great when they said that. If you want the biggest game of the year, buy Cyberpunk 2077. Like that humor and making fun of itself and just showing people that, you know, a small team made it, and that's not what they usually do, because they said that from a studio that never makes games like this. Like, you know, that humor is awesome. And one of the highlights of the show to me. And then let's go to the other Obsidian game that they showed, and that was a new one, Avowed.
Oh yeah, Avowed.
Which was also a cinematic trailer, no gameplay.
No gameplay.
A cinematic trailer. They showed it was a first-person perspective.
Yeah, but I don't think that was actually, you know.
Yeah, but it showed it was a first-person perspective, at least, so you can know how the game is. But it was, definitely cinematics. That's the game that I think got a lot of people hyped. It looks like the Oblivion type game that a lot of people like to play, or the Skyrim type game.
It looks interesting. I might try it out when it comes out.
Yeah. Looks nice, interesting. Looks like it's taken seriously. Obsidian's been on a roll lately, and it's definitely something that we're gonna check out. The cinematics look nice. That's surprising that it was there because we knew Obsidian was gonna be there, but it still was darker than the stuff that they recently put out. And what it reminded me of, besides Oblivion or Skyrim, is that his left hand, when he had like the magic powers on it, kind of looked like Doctor Strange, like those rings formed like Doctor Strange doing magic. So yeah, that looks very cool, and that was another highlight for me of the show. And then we got a game by a new studio called Interior Nights, and it is an interactive drama, and it's called As Dusk Falls. And that was that game, the story-based game, that had that unique art style. It almost looks like a pop-up book, or like one of those 3D viewfinder kind of things. The lady that popped up before she introduced the game, I forgot her name, but she used to work for that studio. I think they made Detroit Become Human. She used to work for them, and she left them and started her own studio. So we kind of know what type of game to expect. It looks like cartoony, like stills, but like some of it is animating while it's there, and really artistic looking game. We know it's a smaller production game. I'm interested in trying that one out at least. And then Ninja Theory came on and spoke about Hellblade 2, and they spoke about how they shot locations for the game, and they didn't show us anything.
That was probably my whole one of my biggest disappointments about the event, was that they didn't show any Hellblade 2 stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about my disappointments and my highlights later. Yeah, but they talked about it and didn't show anything. That segment did not need to be there at all in that show. For me, didn't need to be there. Yeah, at all. Next was Psychonauts 2.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people like Psychonauts. I never played.
Yeah, I have never played it either.
Yeah, I never played the first. What do you think about the way the game looked?
Yeah, it looked cartoony, but there's nothing wrong with that. It looked like, you know, something good. Jack Black doing the music for Psychonauts.
Yeah, I never played Psychonauts, the first one. I'll give it a try. Probably not gonna play it much. Who knows? I don't know. But I gotta add something to that. You mentioned Jack Black. Oh, yeah. To me, Jack Black has the best singing voice of our generation. Love the way he sings. Love it. His voice is awesome. Thank you, Jack Black, for making my little arm hair stand up with your excellent vocal skills. After that, they spoke about Destiny 2 with all of the expansions. Oh, yeah. And a optimized Series X version coming out. And all of this being on Game Pass, all of the DLC, including the new one that's coming up, all gonna be on Game Pass. Yeah. That game, which is huge. Not for me, the game. A lot of people love it.
I've never really been into the Destiny games. I tried one and I don't know, it's just not for me. But it did look good. I'm happy that it's coming to Game Pass, and I might try it out after it comes.
Yeah, the gameplay's tight on that game. Bungie always has made great shooting mechanics. Probably too late for me to jump into Bungie. Yeah. And I mean into Destiny, and but it looks good. And for people that like that game, and then the free enhancements for the Series X are probably gonna be great. And the fact that people could go on Game Pass and get all of the DLC without paying for it, it'll be a good jumping point for the people that want to try it out. Yeah. On the show Stalker 2, cinematic trailer. Don't know anything about Stalker 1, don't know anything about Stalker 2, but I gotta say that the atmosphere looked nice and the music was very good for that. Yeah.
I've never played Stalker either. I've heard of it and I've seen some reactions and people are excited for Stalker 2. I never played it and I've never seen any gameplay. I might try it. I don't know.
I mean, I'll definitely give it a try, but you know, who knows? I don't know anything about it. Then they showed Warhammer Dark Tide. Yeah. And what to say about that?
I don't really have anything to say. I know I played Warhammer Vermintide and it was fun. It was like Left 4 Dead.
You know, Warhammer's been around for a long time. Started as miniatures game, and it's a big IP, and they're making crap load of money off of it. But Dark Tide, I thought it looked graphically impressive. I like how it was dark and the lighting looked nice, and it seems like a nice little sci-fi survival horror game. I'm definitely gonna give that one a try. And then they showed Tetris Effect.
Oh yeah, Tetris Effect.
So for me, it's Tetris, a newer version of Tetris. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not really interested too much in Tetris. Yeah. Maybe we could have my mom try it out.
Did it belong at the event?
I don't think so.
I think so. I think it's fine. It's one of the best-selling franchises of all time. They might as well show that it's going to be there. It's fine to me. And then they showed The Gunk. That's more indie-looking game. What do you think about The Gunk?
I don't know. I really don't have anything to say about it.
I thought it looked nice. It looked cute. The character design is nice. The level design looked cool. Very colorful, but dark also. It kind of reminded me a little bit of I could be totally wrong, but it gave me a vibe of like No Man's Sky. They're sucking like resources out and jumping from place to place. Yeah. But it also looks like a platformer. It doesn't look like an open world survival game like No Man's Sky, but it looked nice to me. So the next one they showed was, as we're still talking about games, right? They showed a lot of games. Yeah, they did. The Medium.
Oh yeah, the Medium.
So, any comments of the Medium? What they showed?
I might try it out when it comes out. I like the music. I think the guy that the Silent Hill music is doing the music for the Medium, so I liked it.
It looks good to me. I don't think the character design I wasn't big on the way the faces look, but the game itself looks nice. It's a pretty game. The whole teleporting from from dimension to dimension, like different worlds, is an interesting idea. Yeah. The thing about it is that I'm on the fence with it because it was made by Bloober Team, which they've made games like Layers of Fear, Observer, and Blair Witch. And I'm on the fence about this one. I'm gonna give it a try, but I'm on the fence on it because I really liked Observer, but then I really disliked Blair Witch. So they haven't really proven themselves to me. Never played Layers of Fear, but I'm definitely gonna give it a try. I don't see why not.
I played like a little bit of Layers of Fear, but I've never played Observer or Blair Witch, and I've heard that Blair Witch is less like a game and more like a interactive movie for the story.
And then we had the new Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2. Don't care about Phantasy Star Online. Never did. Pass. There's an audience for it, but I don't see myself wasting any more time talking about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm not really interested in the Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
It's not my type of game.
All right, and then let's go to the next one, which is the Crossfire X campaign by Remedy. What do you think?
I don't know what to think because I never really played the Crossfire X beta. I never really played the gameplay, but how did you feel about it?
I played the beta to Crossfire X. It was fine to me. It was kind of like a CSGO, kind of like, you know, you have objectives, run around, dive quick, respawn, and try to stop people from doing their objective kind of thing. The controls felt okay. What interests me the most about it is that the campaign trailer actually looked pretty interesting. The way it looked, the game looked nice.
Yeah.
And it was by Remedy, who I've been a Remedy fan since the first Max Payne.
Yeah.
So I've been a Remedy fan of theirs. They haven't disappointed me yet. I like some of their games more than others, but I've enjoyed their games so far. And the fact that they're working on a first-person shooter is interesting to me too, because I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it off. Everything they've done is third-person, right?
I really wish if they released another Max Payne or another Alan Wake or a sequel to Quantum Break, but it's nice that they're doing something different.
Yeah, it's nice to do something different, and they don't have any magic powers or anything, but the game looks pretty gritty, looks pretty dark, and it's interesting. I'll check it out. And the last one they showed, the last thing they showed was a cinematic trailer to Fable.
Oh yeah,
the best kept secret. Everyone knew it was coming. They knew who was developing it. What do you think about the cinematic trailer? Another thing with cinematic trailer though.
It looks interesting. We don't really know much about the new Fable, but it looks like Fable humor, the fairies and stuff. I never really played the original Fable games, and I kind of wish I did. Yeah,
well, they're there. You can play them on Game Pass. Very interesting. I thought the cinematic was beautiful, but then again, it's a cinematic. Yeah. Just to know that it's there is awesome, and it interested me in the humor with the fairy, with the frog eating the fairy. That was awesome to me.
Yeah.
Very awesome. It made me laugh. I felt bad for the fairy. That's all I gotta say about it. It was cool. I'm glad they finally showed it. So those are the games they showed. Overall, what were your thoughts about the event? Do you have any positives or any negatives?
A positive was them showing Fable, you know, like what we just talked about. A negative was the way Halo Infinite, I don't want to say the way it looked, but like the pop-up and everything was kind of disappointing, but I like how the gunplay felt and looked, and it felt like a mix of Halo 5 and Halo 3.
What was the highlight of the show?
I'm not really sure. There was a lot of good stuff. I feel like Halo Infinite was the thing people were mainly looking for. I was interested in, you know, the Crossfire X campaign looked good, and I'm interested in a lot of stuff like State of Decay 2.
Alright, so my negatives were the Halo thing. I think my expectations were a little higher. I don't think it looked bad. It looked sharp and everything, but that whole pop-up stuff was really distracting and very disappointing to me, actually, because I thought that it should look better than that, perform better than that at this point. But my biggest fail to me was not talking about Hellblade 2 and not showing it.
Oh yeah.
To me, that was just a big like, why did you do that?
Like,
why did you do that?
Thinking that you're gonna show Hellblade is a big slap to the face. With the Halo, the way the Halo looked, it almost looked like didn't they say that it was like a 6-month-old thing?
Yeah, like a 6 month. They come out later, says like a older demo and you know pandemic, and it's gonna look better by then. But they should have never showed it at that point. Because people want to see gameplay online, and then they felt forced or whatever. But it's their fault they showed it, and it is what it is. I mean, it may just look like that. It may look like that. It seems too late to fix it much more than that, to be honest. But they said the lighting is gonna be improved later. They're gonna have ray tracing later and all this stuff later. But if they're gonna release it, they should have had it ready like that for release. Like I rather them take the time and fix it than release it broken.
It almost looked like if it was made in like Halo Forge, almost the way, I don't want to say plasticky, but I don't know if that was they simplified the design or if it was because of the other issues like the pop-up and the lighting and stuff.
The hero of the show for me is Game Pass. Game Pass, baby. All those games that they showed are coming to Game Pass day one. All of them.
All of them.
You could try, not every game, I listen to Mr. Boomstick XL, he's a podcaster. He always says, not every game is for every gamer, and that holds true. But now, you could try them. You could try to see if you like them, because they're on Game Pass. Most people on Xbox, or a lot of people on Xbox are already on Game Pass. You can start off with $1, or get a free trial, and every month after that it's $15, and that is by far the best deal in video gaming right now. $15, you get to try all of these games. All of Xbox first-party games drop there, and everything they showed there is dropping on Game Pass. That is amazing.
And
you get to try all those games for no extra money. Nothing.
If you really get the Xbox or go on Game Pass PC for the first-party games, you can get all of them for free. Well, I wouldn't say free because you're still paying for Game Pass every month, but it's still a very, very good deal.
In a normal launch of a generation, you want to get some games the first day or the first few weeks. You buy games just to see how they look, right?
Yeah.
So you just to buy those 3 or 4 initial games you would buy. Mm-hmm. Okay, it is $120 for 2, so $240 if you're gonna buy 4 games that first month. $240. Now, $15 that first month, you get to try everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And that's what that is what's amazing about this platform, and what I love. The Game Pass is amazing, and these games are not Game Pass fodder.
Yeah.
A lot of these games there are a lot of really AAA games, big games. You may like them, you may not, but they're coming to Xbox Day 1, and I think that is an amazing deal, an amazing value. And that's it. If you had to give the event a overall score, what would it be? Let me just say mine first. I would give the event an 8, and I'll tell you why I give it an 8. I'll tell you why I took off 2 points: the Halo pop-up thing, the Hellblade thing, and the cinematic thing. A lot of the game things were cinematics, but we're used to seeing that at E3 anyway, cinematics. But at least I know these games are coming. The cinematics they showed were tight. The trailers were tight. Like the pacing was good. I was disappointed in the Halo thing a little bit. Disappointed in the fact of the Hellblade thing, but I was happy with everything else. They showed a lot of games. They showed a variety of games. The Game Pass thing again. It was just a very streamlined event, and they showed a lot of games. And people always say Xbox has cartoony games, and they showed what? Psychonauts?
Yeah.
And the Gunk, the only 2 cartoony games they showed, and everything else was not cartoony. Yeah. Fable, you could argue that's kind of cartoony, but it's artistic. It's artistic.
Maybe.
And Halo kind of. It's not like
Grounded or something.
Yeah, Grounded. Oh yeah, Grounded. I forgot about that. But they showed a variety of games that are all coming to Game Pass, so I give it an 8.
I'm split between 2. I'm split between a 8 and a 7.5.
So give it a 7.5 if you're split. If you're split, it should probably be on the lower end.
I'd give it a 7.5 because, like you said, the Hellblade 2 gameplay, or not even a new cinematic trailer. The issues with the Halo Infinite. The highlight for me, like I said, was the Fable, the new Fable, because a lot of people want a new Fable.
Yeah.
Like the Game Pass thing, like you also said. All these games are coming to Game Pass, and there's some I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try them.
So it's like it's with the Game Pass thing. It's like whenever they're showing an event, it's never a fail to me, because I know that most of those games that come to Game Pass, we get to try it for nothing, or for no extra charge. Let's say nothing for me, because I knew the Microsoft Rewards are money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Plus those first-party games are gonna stay on there for I don't know, I guess eternity.
Yeah, so as long as the platform exists, I think.
As long as it exists, that's why we still have Gears 5, still have the Master Chief Collection, so we bought it.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you for watching, and hey, this is our first time we're really doing a video or review about video games, which we both love. If you like this video, or if you want to see more videos on video games, let us know, because we're coming back. We're coming back strong. We have new episodes of Bronx People React coming up soon. A lot of them, interesting ones, funny, cool, and we want to know what else we could do in between those Bronx People React. So if you like these game videos, let us know, and put comments in the comment section below. Please try to keep your trolling to a minimum, because I know some people are gonna just come here just to hate this and give it a lot of thumbs down, because that's what people do. The fanboy console war stuff. But but give us thumbs up and give us a subscribe. We'll be back with more videos. Thank you for watching.